Yo, what is up everybody? It's me, Zach Lee, and welcome back to the Zach Lee Show, where we talk about everything that's going on in the NBA on a daily basis so I can keep you guys up to date real quick, real simple, real fast, real everything. As always, you guys are the real MVPs. You're coming back each and every single day. Can't thank you enough. But now let's just get into everything that is going on in the NBA. But first, a quick word about this video sponsor, well, SportsCube. This is a brand new app on iOS that I host myself, where I quiz you guys on current things that are going on in the NBA. Basically, it's like 10 questions where I ask you guys 10 questions live. If you get all of them right, then you win a cash prize. It's really dope. Some of you have already even played and have said that you have won some cash. I know that some of you have won some cash. There's a live game every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So there is one today. I'll have the link in the description box below so you can check it out, and you really should check it out. But now with that out the way, on to the video. Let's go. Markelle Fultz can now come back whenever he wants to. Well, that is at least what the Sixers are saying. That is what Brett Brown said yesterday. I think he is quite close. I think if we all watched the video, we'd all probably agree with that. It's just something that when Markelle Fultz feels like he can go, he really feels good about himself and his health, the shoulder, everything. He knows that the coaching staff and the team will welcome him in when he says he can go. You also understand the season is around the corner in terms of the end of the regular season. That's where it's at. There's still been videos about Markelle Fultz's shooting updates coming out almost every single day. About 50% of my recommended videos have to do something with Markelle Fultz shot update. And in all those videos, his shot looks fine. He looks fine. He looks like Markelle Fultz again, back to his college days, back to the summer league. I can't see anything wrong, so I do believe that he is ready to come back whenever he wants to. The only thing that might be holding him back is kind of what Brett Brown alluded to, that the end of the season is right around the corner. He might not feel like it's worth it to come back this year. But Markelle Fultz, listen to me, if you are fine, then get your butt out there on the court right now. If you can play, if there's nothing wrong, there's no hazard, nothing's wrong with your shoulder, you should be playing because the Sixers are going to need you. Look, I don't think we should hype him up as a player right now or anything. If you're expecting Markelle Fultz to come out having 20-point game after 20-point game, you need to lower your expectations a bit, because this is a rookie who really hasn't been able to play this season, and when he has been able to play, he still wasn't really able to play since he wasn't able to do anything on the court. So I think if he was able to put up 10 a game, that would be considered successful. That would be a great thing. And that's 10 a game that the Sixers could for sure use now that they're about to go into the playoffs. Because I'll say it again for the millionth time, I have the Philadelphia 76ers as my wild card in the Eastern Conference, just because there is no team that they could play against where I'll say, yup, they have no chance of winning this series. It's a wrap. I do think the Philadelphia 76ers are going to make it out of the first round, assuming they do keep the 4 seed, which means they will play the Toronto Raptors next. And I'm not gonna say the Philadelphia 76ers are favored or are likely to win that series, but I'm just saying crazier things have happened in the NBA. And Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons have just been that great all season long that I do have some faith in them. And if Markelle Fultz could come back right now, get some of that rust off of him, and provide some production off their bench, that's another wild card factor on the wild card team in the Eastern Conference. No one will really know how to game plan for a Sixers team that has Markelle Fultz, because no one's seen a Sixers team that has a healthy Markelle Fultz yet. So Markelle, if you are really ready, do not sit out the rest of the season. Come back and play, because the Sixers could use you. Paul George came back a couple of years ago after the man broke his leg with like 8 games left in the season and the Pacers weren't even going to make the playoffs. He still came back. So you, Markelle Fultz, should come back. A few videos ago, we talked about how Drummond said that he's going to be shooting jump shots next season, that he's been working on it behind closed doors all season long, but he just wants to get it to the point where he's comfortable enough to take it in game and is confident that the shot's going to go in when he's left open. And some of you guys had a hard time believing that because we've never seen Drummond take many mid-range jump shots. Well, Drummond decided to let us all see it yesterday as he posted a series of videos on his Instagram stories showcasing the work that he's been putting in on his mid-range jumper. he will be shooting those next year. I'm 100% confident in that. How many he's going to shoot per game and how good he's going to be at making them, that's something that I have no clue about. But it is good to see that he is still expanding his game, because the only way the Detroit Pistons are going to get better is through internal growth. The players that they already have getting better. So according to Steve Kerr, Stephen Curry is not going to play in the first round of the playoffs.
So Steph's timetable is 3 weeks, which would put it like right before the fest. But are you going to try to operate and prepare as if you won't have him in the first round?
No, there's no way he's playing the first round. There's no way. I mean, you know, he's being reevaluated in 3 weeks. So, yeah, so we got to be ready for to play without him, and then see how he's coming along. And you know, the good thing is we've been through this. You know, we went through it last year with KD. He missed 5 weeks or so, and came back for, I guess, mid first round, right? Missed the first couple games.
Who? KD?
KD.
No, he came back right before, but then he screwed up his hand.
Yeah. So it wasn't exactly the same timeline, but it was a similar injury and similar circumstances where we had to play without one of our best players, and we felt that appropriate fear and turned it up and got it going. And then when KD came back, I mean, Finals MVP.
The man said there is no way that Stephen Curry is going to return because he's only being re-evaluated in 3 weeks, not coming back in 3 weeks, not going to be cleared to play in 3 weeks. They're just going to take 3 weeks to let him try and heal and then see where he's at in his recovery and then determine another time frame from there. So that's what Steve Kerr had to say. However, Stephen Curry had to say the opposite, that he's going to try and prove Steve Kerr wrong and play for the Golden State Warriors in the first round of the playoffs regardless.
Based on what I've been told, 3 weeks is a good kind of benchmark to reevaluate and reassess kind of where I'm at, my progress and whatnot. So mentally for me, staying positive, staying upbeat. Hopefully I prove what Coach said wrong and put myself in a position to get back as soon as possible. But right now, who knows? Just try to do my job in the rehab process and get back as soon as I can, and control, you know, my presence with the team and everything, and help it, you know, any way I can when I'm not on the floor.
Honestly, that was just Stephen Curry trying to be positive, because let me keep it real with you guys. There is a slim to none chance that Steph Curry actually plays in the first round. The playoffs start in 3 weeks. He's going to get reevaluated then. So to expect him to come back the day after he gets reevaluated, it just isn't likely. He has the same injury that Kevin Durant had last season that kept KD out for 6 weeks. So I don't see how people could expect him to recover and have the amount of time that it took Kevin Durant to recover. Good news for the Golden State Warriors though is that they probably still won't need Stephen Curry for the first round. They'll still be the favorites in most situations. If they're matched up against the Utah Jazz or the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think they'll still be favored because they'll still have Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. However, there are still a couple of things that could really screw up the Warriors' plans. The first one is if the Oklahoma City Thunder fall down to the 7th seed. If they decide to try and take advantage of this opportunity and say, you know what, a loss here, a loss there, and bang, Golden State versus OKC first round. And considering how well the Thunder have played against the Warriors in the regular season this year, it wouldn't be hard to imagine scenarios in which the Thunder come out of that round alive, in which they advance and the Warriors don't. Another terrible thing that could happen for the Warriors, and this one is a little less likely, is if they're matched up against the San Antonio Spurs in the first round and Kawhi Leonard decides to come back. This spells automatic death for Golden State, like automatic elimination upon game 1, tip off, you're out. But this one is also a little less likely because as the games go by, it's seeming less and less like Kawhi Leonard will return this season. But I mean, the window is open any time for him to come back. Like I said, if that happens, then it's a wrap, because the Spurs without Kawhi Leonard would still give a Stephen Curry-less Golden State Warriors team problem, just because of the Spurs and LaMarcus Aldridge has been balling out as of late. So you add Kawhi Leonard to that mix and it's a wrap. And maybe now that Kawhi knows that Curry will be out for the first round, he might decide to take advantage of this situation and get revenge on the Golden State Warriors for what happened last season. That wraps up all the news and updates and extra stuff from last night. Now we have to take a quick look at what went on in the games yesterday. If the Thunder do want to play the Warriors in the playoffs, dropping down to the 7th seed is their only option now, because after last night, it's going to be extremely hard for them to nab the 3rd seed and face the Warriors in the 2nd round, as the Thunder lost to the 3rd seeded Portland Trailblazers yesterday, 108 to 105. I also wouldn't mind the Thunder falling to the 6th seed either though, so we get to see a first round matchup between these two teams. This was the 2nd game in a row that something has popped off when these two teams faced. Last time was when Yusuf Nurkic decked Steven Adams.
Like this in Portland. There's in the right side of your screen. Nurkic just did a shoulder charge, rolled Steven Adams, and then Russ came in. I mean, that's okay.
And this time, Terrence Ferguson took exception to Ed Davis basically jumping on his back and pushing him down afterwards.
Kick, Adams challenges that 3-ball for Connaughton. The follow tip for Lillard won't go. We got a loose ball foul. Are they going to call? What's going on here? These teams have played some very emotional games, and things have overheated now. The pot is on boil, and it's spilling over the side.
You know, this wasn't the biggest fight, but it was another scuffle between these two teams. And this will be a very tense series to watch. So even if we don't get to see OKC versus Golden State, then we have to see OKC versus Portland. No exceptions. We're seeing one or the other. That's just how it's going to go down. However, maybe that wouldn't be the best thing for OKC though, since they have lost all 4 of the regular season games to the Blazers. Why not? But when you're playing against the Hawks, you know what? Just why not? Let it fly from out of bounds on the inbounds play. Why not? That's what Trevor Ariza must have been thinking, as that's what he did yesterday.
0.1 on the shot clock.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been too surprised if he made it, but nah, the real reason he took that shot was because there was only a 1/10 of a second left on the shot clock. And if I'm the Warriors though, when Stephen Curry comes back, that's a play that I'm just looking to run. Just shoot it on the out of bounds play, because why not? Like I said though, the Rockets won this game because they're playing against the Hawks and they are the Rockets. Their 60th win of the season, and James Harden continues to prove that he is going to finally be the MVP this year with 18 points, 15 assists, and 10 rebounds. This could very well be a first round matchup out west, the Jazz against the Warriors, as they try and take revenge for getting swept in the 2nd round last year. Jazz players know this, and they say that they're not even trying to think about it right now. I don't think many people will give Utah a chance at beating the Warriors even without Curry, just because their leader in Donovan Mitchell is still a freaking rookie. But upsets have happened in the past before. No one was giving the Warriors a shot at beating the Mavericks in the 1st round back in 2007, and look what happened. So maybe this could be an upset like that. And the Jazz did beat the Warriors last night, so there is that too. Then again though, we're still without Green, Thompson, and Durant, so this was a game the Jazz were supposed to win. 110 to 91, the final score. Donovan Mitchell with 21 points and 6 assists. Cleveland has been looking 1,000 times better since Kevin Love returned. He gives them a second option to go to, and that's what Kevin Love has been shining in, being the second option, not the third option like he was in previous seasons. He had 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists yesterday in the Cavs' 121 to 114 win over Brooklyn, their 6th straight dub. And LeBron James has still been LeBron James. All the drama surrounding the Cavs season has really taken away from the fact that he's been playing the best basketball of his career. 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists for him. The Clippers aren't dead yet. They just have to win basically all of his games from here on out and hope someone else starts losing a lot of their games from here on out. They were able to beat the Raptors yesterday, 117 to 106, as Lou Williams came off the bench and did what he does best: score. 26 points and 7 assists for him on the night. After missing his last game against the Bulls with a tweaked ankle, Giannis returned to lead the Bucks to a narrow 106 to 103 win over the Spurs. 25 points and 10 rebounds for the Greek freak, while Marcus Aldridge is still on fire for San Antonio. He had 32. Victor Oladipo and Thaddeus Young were enough for the Pacers to snag a 113 to 107 overtime win over the Heat. Young was amazing yesterday, especially on the defensive end. 22 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals, and 3 blocks for him, while Depot had 23 points, 3 assists, and 3 steals of his own. Terry Rozier, the man heard Kyrie Irving was going to be out for 3 to 6 weeks and decided that this is his team now. He looked like Kyrie Irving out there last night. finished with a career high 33 points, hitting 8 of his 12 3-point attempts as well as 5 steals. Dude decimated the Kings almost single-handedly. Well, the Kings defense, or lack of defense, decimated itself yesterday as Boston was allowed to shoot 55% from the field and from deep in their 104-93 win. Trey Burke had a good showing against his former team, like a lot of players try and do. This was his first time playing against the Wizards since he signed with the Knicks, and he got the start over Emmanuel Mudiay and scored 19 points in 27 minutes as New York upsets the Wizards 101-97. And that's a wrap for all of the action from yesterday. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news. Remember to vote for the player of the day, but also remember the only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. And yesterday that player was Andre Drummond, and it's 15 points, 20 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 4 blocks. Thank you once again for watching. Don't forget to check out the SportsQ app. Link is in the description box below. But until tomorrow, I am out of here.